Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to fill out the new inventory sheets. If you take a look, this is pretty similar to the old inventory sheets, except there's a new column added, which is the sold. So what I did was I took last night's inventory that Tewksbury did, and I just put everything onto this sheet so you guys could see how it went. So they filled out all the columns the same. And I added everything in. So now I'm going to show you how to fill out your new sheet, which is the PLU worksheet, and the numbers that you get from the total sold on here is going to be the numbers that go into this sold column on the inventory sheet. So what you're going to do is fill out this worksheet, take the numbers from here, put it onto the inventory sheet, and only the inventory sheet gets faxed to the other stores. So first of all, I need to take my PLU slips, which I've printed from the registers, and we're going to take all these numbers and put them onto the sheet. Now on the PLU worksheet, the first thing you're going to do is fill out the day. So I'm doing it like it's yesterday, but you're going to do it every night. There's Sunday, and the date, which was 5/14. Your name, I'm going to put Danielle because she's the one that worked. And the store. Okay, so now I'm going to take my first one. So Tewksbury has registers, let's see, 11 and 10. So I'm going to start with 10. So what I'm going to do is on this sheet, I'm going to fill out, see the spots that say register? I'm going to write 10, 11, so that I know that everything here is register 10, 11, 10, 11. Okay. So I'm going to look at the sheet and go down and fill it out. So the first thing I see is mac and cheese. And it says 0, but that is not what you're looking at. You're looking at this number. This is the number that's next to the price, and that's going to tell you how many you sold. So register 10 sold 1 mac and cheese. So I'm going to go over to the sheet and look, and I see mac and cheese, and in my register 10 column, register 10, I'm going to write 1. Okay, so I'm going to check that off, and I'm going to go to dozen rolls. Dozen rolls, there is 7. So I'm going to go over here to my dozen rolls. Now notice there's a spot for half dozens. There's a whole math problem there to figure something out, and I'll explain that in a second. But right now, we are going to write a 7. Go back to the sheet and check off my 7. Okay, next is half dozen rolls. As we see, we got a 4. So we go over to the sheet, and half dozen rolls, I'm doing a 4 here. Okay. And the next thing is cranberry. Cranberry, we have a 7. So we're going to go ahead and put a 7 over here. Okay, and check it off. And the next thing is squash. Squash was 7, so I'm going to go ahead and write 7. Now this sheet right here has a mistake. This is just a temporary sheet, and we're going to be replacing it. But the mistake is that the register assignment is actually in the column next to the mash. So when you get your mash number, just write it right above the register number for now. We're going to be replacing this later in the week as we, just make some tweaks to make sure that it works good for you guys. Okay, so we just wrote squash, so I'm going to go over to squash and check it off. All right, the next thing is soup. I see a 1, so I did a 1. Next thing is 8-inch blues. We have 3. So I'm going to go over here and find 8-inch blue. I'm going to put a 3. Check it off. 8-inch apple, 3. Okay. Now we're going to check that off. Cornbread, 3. Check it off. Mash, 6. So this is the spot where I told you that it didn't line up right, so I'm going to put it right here. Okay, 6. Now, here's something different. Where it says Indo-Veg, if it doesn't say anything next to it, like hot, then that means it's cold. So we have Indo-Veg, and it says 13. So what I'm going to do is go over here, and with veg is up at the top, no veg is down at the bottom. Here it says hot, so we don't want to put it there. I want to go over to the cold column, which is kind of spread out, but here's cold 10 and cold 11. So right now we're doing cold 10, and it was, let's look back, it was Indo-Veg, 13 of them. So I'm going to go to cold 10, Indo with veg, and I'm going to put 13. Okay, the next thing says apartment veg, which that means it's cold, so it's 6. So I'm going to go down and put a 6. Okay, the next one says family veg, and it says 11. So we're going to go over and do 11. The next one says jumbo veg, and it says 5. So we're going to go ahead and put a 5. Alright. The next one says, oops, apartment veg hut 1. So this is the one where you go over, and you got to find the hut for register 10, and it's apartment with veg. And I can't remember how many it was. 1. So I'll go ahead and write a 1. Alright. Indo, no veg. It doesn't say hot or cold, so it's cold. So we're going to go ahead and put a 1 in the Indo, no veg. So we go down to the no veg, Indo, but this is the hot spot, so we got to go over to cold. And I should write 10, so we know that's register 10 and 11. And I think I said 1. Alright, we're going to go back. And the next one says apartment no veg. So that is also cold. And it says 3. So I'm going to go over to here. And put a 3. Family no veg. 3. And go over here. And put a 3. Alright. And let me check that off. Jumbo no veg. It is an 8. So I'm going to go over here and put an 8. Alright. The next thing is family veg hot. So we're going to go into the hot spot. Family, nope, oh, I didn't mark the register here. Family, no veg, hot. And what did I say? One. Okay, so family, no veg, hot. 1. All right. Check it off. Oops, am I making mistakes here? Yep.